what was it, a couple weeks ago? Like, how do you see anything? The lines are so close together. I know it looks crazy to you right now, but trust me, there's a method to the madness. So hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to the final week of February. Can y'all believe it? It's about to be March. This year is going to fly by just like last year, but nonetheless, I hope you guys are doing good. I want to take a look at NZD USD today, and I am going to start off marking up my chart from the higher time frame. I'm going to do a multiple time frame analysis just like I do all the time. I'll walk you through my process, share my thoughts with you guys on what I see, and then I'd be curious to know what you all think. I am using the Smart Trader platform. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going through the monthly chart and marking my swing highs and swing lows. And so a swing high, swing low is a formation that lets me know that the area that I'm looking at is a high probability area where price has the potential to reverse. And so I'm interested in those areas because that's where I could potentially get in on a setup. And so that's why I do this part. Right? So I've done the monthly, and I'm gonna go down to the lower time frame. Now, if you need just more of a deep dive of what I'm talking about as far as some of the technical terms that I'm using, I suggest that you go through my no-cost mini course, which will give you a little bit more insight so you can keep up with what I'm talking about. You can find the link in the video description, and that may be of benefit to you. Now, this is the weekly. And so I'm doing the same thing on the weekly chart. I'm going through, finding my highs, my lows, and that's the first thing that I do. Now, for those who have been following me, y'all know that I am a heavily based technical trader. And so while I do use some fundamentals to inform how I move in the market, my technicals lead me. And so that's what I share with you guys. I'm sorry, trying to walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time. It's a little hard. Okay, so I'm done on the weekly. I'm going down to the daily. And then I am going to make my way from there. So let's see what we got going on. All right. Now, one thing that I didn't show you that the system does have is a tool that will allow you to check the work that you've done. So when I say allow you to check the work that you've done, pretty much you go in. This is the way I like to do it. Some people do it differently, but I think to strengthen your trading muscle and your technical analysis muscle, I like to go in and I like to find the swing highs and swing lows manually and then double check it with the system. So I go up here to my smart toolbox. I turn on smart resistance. You'll see that the levels we have chosen are the ones that the system chose. And so when I say the system chose it, you see these black lines that pop up and it say R1.62771, R2.63685. So that's what the system has identified based on what I've seen manually. And so let's look at support. All the levels we chose, they're highlighted. S1.6049, S2.6037, S3.059394. So I'm going to turn this off because I'm satisfied with what I see. And I'm going to go down to the 4 hour. Now, in the grand scheme of things right now, 4 hour will be the lowest that I go. If I get in, once I finish this and I start looking at my fib tool and I don't see anything, then I'll maybe go down to the 4 hour so I can figure out what I need to do and then get it just a little more insight on what's happening. So let's see. Yep, we got that. I got that. Let's see. Somebody told me, well, y'all be telling me, I've never heard this in my life until I got on YouTube, that I supposedly sound like Beyonce. That's the first. Then I hear all the time that I look like Kelly Rowland. So that's not new. I've heard that for a while. And then y'all be gassing me up. Oh, your voice is so nice. I've never heard that in my life, but I appreciate I appreciate the compliment nonetheless. But I find some interesting things out on YouTube. Okay, y'all. So I'm done marking up the chart, and somebody commented, what was it, a couple weeks ago? Like, how do you see anything? The lines are so close together. I know. It looks crazy to you right now, but trust me, there's a method to the madness. So make sure you stay all the way to the end so you can follow what I'm looking at. So on this higher time frame on the monthly, what I'm looking at is the overall trend of the market has been to the downside, right? So from February of 21 on the monthly chart to October of 22, price has been moving to the downside. We did find some support on the monthly time frame back at the end of 22, and we started to see price move up to the upside for that whole year, or for that whole next year. Or was that a whole? No, it wasn't. That was a few months. Excuse me. And then we saw price decline again, but it didn't come back and break the low that we see here that we saw back in October. Instead, we started pushing up again to the upside. Okay. So in the monthly, most recent price action has been to the upside. So I'm going to go down to the weekly and I'm going to see what I see. Okay. So what I'm going to do, this is just the higher time frame. So what we just saw from 22, this was 23, now we're 24. This is just more candles. So on the monthly chart, each candle represented a month. On the weekly chart, each candle represents a week. And so now you're just breaking down a little bit further to see what's going on. So now I put this fib to the upside because the trend is to the upside, right? And so we had an A low, we had a B high, we had a 618 pullback, and then price started pushing up from there. So theoretically, if price is on the move to the upside, it should reach theoretically 71535. I said that backwards. 71353, right? Theoretically, we're going to keep drilling down. So I'm going to click this fib tool off. Maybe I won't be clicking it off. I'm going to take it off over here. All right. And then I'm going to go down to the lower time frame. And see what it is that we see. So this is what we were looking at on the larger time frame. Now I can't go in here and throw on a fib because this doesn't tell me much about what I need to be doing over here. So although it's showing an active fib, what it's telling me off of this fib is that the next stop for price is going to be at the 66258 level. That's a larger fib though. It's like, how do I get in on what's happening over here, right? So I'm going to get rid of this. I got to take it off over here. Boy, oh boy. Okay. What I do want to see though is I want to see if we hit a downside D extension. Uh-oh. So this was it. We hit it here and then we had this come back. That played out. Okay. So let me get rid of this and then I'm going to deploy from here because that's what that told me, that this was done. So we had A, B, C, D. We hit a D extension here. Price actually surpassed it. And now we've exceeded this A. So I got to turn the fib the other way. Okay. So did I look over here? No, I did not. So we're going to click from here. Uh-oh. So we got A low, B high. This looks like less than a 38.2. Let's see. Or it looks like 38.2. So the low is 0.60833, 6081. So we fell 2 pips shy. But then we came back up, stalled out, and price came and it hit the 38.2, almost hitting the 50, maybe even hit the 50. 60375. Yep, it came back, hit the 50, and then it started moving to the upside. Okay. So theoretically off of this fib, this smaller leg fib, not the overall, the secondary, that's the D extension. So now my question is, it looks like we're moving to the upside. How do I get in on the action that's happening right now? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So look at this. It looks like you got a reversal pattern here. Your I don't know if y'all see it. Yeah, W. So let me click at the last low. So the active fib, let's see let's read this. So we had A low, B high. We had a 618 pullback. Price hit the 618, actually went way above it. Then we had the same sequence happen again, and price has since completed this one here. We had a new one, A low, B high, shallow pullback, hit the D extension. Okay, so that's what happened. Was that last week? Yeah, last week. And so now price is searching for a retracement point, a C, right, on the 4 hour. Is that 4? Yeah. So let me go back up one time frame just to see some. I'm going to go to the daily. What I want to do is I want to throw my trend lines on here. Now, the cool thing about Smart Trader is you can double check your trend lines too. So, nope, I drew it wrong. Okay, thank God for Smart Trader. Don't I say that every week? So I'm going to pull, if I can do this, I might have to redraw it. Oh, there we go. Pull that in. So what it's doing is it's going from swing high to swing high. And essentially you don't want to cut through candles. But let me make sure that this, yep, I'm on point now. And I don't think I'm going to get a fib on a daily yet. We don't have a high. Not fully. At the end of the day, I might. But I want to see. Yeah, so this was A. B, you had 786 pullback. Price hit the D extension last week. So now my thought is that price is, searching for a pullback zone in order to continue the pattern to the upside. So looking at this, we have 2 4-hour support levels at right around 615, 616. That does not fall to the 38.2 if this in fact is going to be the high. So let me take this fib off and then I'm gonna draw it back. So you got your high center candle here. You got one that's lower. You got one that's forming. And so at the end of the day, if this candle does not exceed the height of the peak at 6.2, let's click on it and see, 62172, then this will be considered a swing high. And what we should see is the formation of a new fib. And then what that tells me is we're looking for a C, which is your entry for a potential buy setup. That's what price is looking for right now. So I was saying we have a strong support level at 615, right? You got 2 levels of 4-hour support. And then you also have a pullback level at 613. 613 is the 50% pullback level. And so these red ones, not 3, 4, but no, not, okay, let me slow down. So the levels that I pay attention to, well, really, it is the 4. So it's going to be the 4 red levels, 23.6, 38.2, 50, and 61.8. Ideally, I like to see price pull back to the 50 or the 61.8. 38.2 is a valid level, but the reason that these are like, you have lines inside of these 2 black lines that are colored and lines outside that are colored. Theoretically, what happens is if price hits one of these levels, it's anticipated to go to its matching color level. So, for example, if price pulled back to the 6133 area, that 50% fib line, By theory, it should take profit at the 63201. And so what price is searching for right now is that C. So I can see a couple of things happen, right? Based off of what I'm seeing right now. Price either finding support here, breaking above, and then we got a strong daily level before. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like this, right? And then if it doesn't hit the 38.2, potential for a move like this, and then a completion. Or the other thing is price coming down automatically and not finding support at that double level, and then just completing the sequence all together. Boom. So those are the two things that I could see. Either way, depending on what your rules are for how your trading is and what you do, there's an opportunity, you know. So I make some videos and I give my perspective on moves that I would take. And it's interesting that, you know, a lot of people think that there's only one way to make money in the market. There's not. There's a buy opportunity here. There's a sell opportunity. Like you can trade as long as you're in the right position and price moves in the direction that allows you to profit. Like there's a setup. There's no one way to trade, if that makes sense for everybody. You can make money trading in whatever direction as long as price heads your way. So I may be, you know, if we do get this set up over here, I may take that sell opportunity where everybody's like, oh, no, it's a buy. But, I mean, look, if we get this to play out, that's 135 pip sell. And then turn around and take 160, 182 pip buy. You know what I'm saying? So there's always different ways for you to make money in the market. So now what we're waiting on, and this over here, this is speculative, right? This is what I think may happen. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking to see how price is going to react at this level here. If we're going to get a high to form, so meaning that this candle stays where it is right now, because then this would be considered the high. Then waiting to see how price reacts at this 1615 level. And if we get a breakdown, will it break down to the 612, 613 level before we see price start to move? So I'm going to get rid of this because it gave me the information I needed to see that we have changed directions, that price is now moving to the upside. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill down. I'm trying to get this fib off. I'm going to drill down to the 4 hour and see what it is that I see. And I'm going to try to figure out from there how could I potentially take advantage of what the market has to offer right now. So I'm going to get rid of this. What I'm going to do, and we already got a break, I think. Let's see. I'm going to draw my trend lines. So I'm going to grab my ray. I'm going to click above the last high. And that's one. And then I am going to go from the bottom. That's one. I want to double check this. Nope, it's a little further in. So I didn't start from the bottom. Now I bring it up. And now we touched. So let's double check. Oh, Lord. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. I need to zoom in so I can see. Let's see. And let's move this. Now let's see. Okay, so we are in the money. Okay. Now I'm going to draw from the last touch from here to here. It may say I'm too aggressive on that one. Yeah, I got to go down. Let me go down to the hour. Uh-oh, not the 30 minute, the hour. Because I think we're getting a reaction off of this trend line right now. But let's see. That's not the one I want. I'm trying to see. I gotta go lower. So maybe that 30-minute was right. Okay. It still ain't giving me what I want. Huh. So it's not, let me move this back. I'm wrong. Yep. Okay. So I'll leave it alone. And let's delete this. So what I'm trying to see, let me take y'all back. What I'm trying to see is, I want to see, what I was looking for was another trend line. And to me, that's where that goes. But, I don't know where I'm moving it from. Oh, here. Okay. What I was trying to see, I wanted to have a trend line and a counter trend line. And so what I was hoping to see based off of having this formed is if price breaks above this level, then I know we're moving to the upside. But you see prices rejecting off of this inner trend line. And what I was trying to see with this trend line is a breakdown to the downside, because that would inform me, give me more information as to where I need to enter for the potential buy. That's my analysis, is a buy. What you got going on here, is on the hour, this is the setup where you have the A low, the B high, less than 38.2 pullback, stall out 118.127, and then now theoretically what I would love to see is price come here based off of this. Now that I can see 6148, or even what we saw in the higher time frame, coming deeper to that 613, let's call it 614, 6128 area. But how we get a little bit more insight, I'm gonna click above the last high. We had, this is the active fib right now. And so if we do get price to find, because what I'm seeing is this, that price is looking for a level of retracement in order to break down and continue. And based off, if it hits one of these red levels, then that would be the D extension, which would then be the entry point for the potential buy setup. If it hits higher, one of these blue levels, then that 38.2 level. So if it hits one of these, let me do it. If it hits one of these, right? So that blue line, the 786, then my D extension is here, which lines up with the 38.2. And then I would be looking for buy signals to the upside. So right now, what's going on with NZD USD, I wouldn't, like, there's nothing to get into right now. Right now, we're waiting to see what happens. And we're looking for a potential buy entry. And so either that entry is going to be at this 612 or this 31.8. But I can't tell until we get price, is price hitting, did it hit the 38.2 on here? Let's see. 38.2 here is 61806, highest candle 6181. Yeah, so it hit the 38.2. So I'm looking for price to come down. I'm gonna get rid of this unless price pushes up to the 786. But if we get price to react off of this level that it has right here, or stay within one of these red levels, I'm anticipating a push down to 6-1, that 4 hour, that second level of 4 hour support. So we'll see how it plays, but my bias is to the upside. I'm just waiting for an entry, a good entry to take in order to get in on that. Because if we do get this action down to this downside at 613, whatever this level, green level is that I've highlighted, all the way to the D extension, that is 125 pips setup. And that's just the smaller scale. Remember, on the larger scale, that price is still moving to the upside. But off of this 1 hour setup, you have 125 pips to the upside. If we look to the 4 hour, let me get rid of this. If we look to the 4 hour, I believe there's a little bit more room to the upside. Can y'all hear? I'm congested. I'm congested. Ugh. Okay. Yep. So I believe that what price is doing is headed to the downside for that retracement. And then what I'm going to do is watch for my buy signals in order to enter for a buy setup. But right now I'm anticipating that we're going to get the move to the downside, and then we'll see price make its way out of this area in order to complete the upside fib sequence. All right, so this was a longer video. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes I get long-winded. I apologize, but I appreciate you guys rocking with me, watching all the way to the end. And I'd be curious to know your thoughts on NZD USD. If anybody took the move to the downside, because this is something that we discussed in the group. If you caught, how many pips was this? This was over the course of, what's 50 pips, 60 pips? That's a good move. And it still got a little bit more ways to go. So let me know if you caught this. How are you playing this moving forward? Are you bearish? Are you bullish? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video was helpful to you, please consider sharing it with somebody who's trying to learn how to trade Forex. If you learned something new, consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you're like, Casey, I like the way you mark up your charts, consider subscribing to the channel. Also, take a look at the no-cost mini course. It may be of great assistance to you. Okay, so I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope you have a phenomenal day. Bye.